create a Google form to gather student email addresses and any other information you'd like to gather. Gathering student email addresses is an important first step in using Doctopus to manage and provide feedback on student writing on Google Drive. First, log into your Google Drive. Then go to Create, Form, and you're prompted to title your form and choose a theme for it. I'll choose a very original title. We're going to stick with the default theme for now. Now you're in your form, and you're first prompted with a question to include. It's a good idea to keep your questions clear and concise to avoid confusion. Here I need student's first name. You can explore these options to fit different purposes, such as providing quizzes online. For us, we're going to use a simple text response for now. I always click the required question box. It means that if a student skips the question in filling out the form, they will not be allowed to submit the form until they return to the skipped question and complete it. Click Done when you're ready. This is what the question will look like when the students access your form. Of course, we need more information, so we're going to add items. Because this tutorial is aimed at preparing you to use Doctopus to manage student work and feedback on Google Drive, it's important that we have the Shrewsbury Public Schools email address for each student. Here I will utilize the help text feature. Some students will commit typos and you'll need to go back and do some fine-tuning on the spreadsheet results that you get. But most students will get it right, and reminding them of the suffix will help to ensure that your spreadsheet is as close to working condition as it can be when it first arrives in your drive. I'm going to add one more item, and that is the student's English class and period. For this question, a multiple choice question will work best. By hitting Tab, you continue to create an additional option within the multiple choice question. Adding this question is useful because it will help you to sort your spreadsheet more easily when you look at your results. So here's a simple completed form that will gather a student's first name, last name, email address, and class and period. And by separating out first name and last name, it'll allow me to sort by those fields as well, just as I'll be able to sort if I wanted to by email address or, more helpfully, by class and period. In order to have your students access the form, you need to send it to them. So I go to the top right corner Send Form button, and I have two options. I have a URL that I could share with my students either by emailing it to them or by posting it on my class webpage. Alternatively, you could type in the students' email addresses here. Of course, if you had a list of the students' email addresses, then you wouldn't have needed to fill out this form. But you might know how to create a listserv for your class that would streamline the process. You can find information on how to do this on the Shrewsbury Learning Network. Let me show you another form that I actually used in my class at the beginning of this school year. This form looks very similar to what we just created with first name, last name, email address, and class period. And then there was additional information I was hoping to gather. First of all, I used this for verification that the students and their families had reviewed their English class syllabus, and so I had a checkbox there that they were required to fill out. And second of all, I wanted to know about reliable internet access at home for all my students. You should leverage the work you're doing to create your form to gather any other information that you think you might want during the course of the year. Once your students start accessing your form and responding, when you log in and see your form, you'll see that the Responses menu has a number in parentheses next to it, indicating how many responses you've received so far. When I click the View Responses button, it'll create a spreadsheet that includes all of the inputs that students have entered into the form. As you can see, each column, first name, last name, their Shrewsbury email address, their class and period, it's all here in a separate column. If I want to, I can sort by clicking the arrow in the right-hand side of the column. As you can see, I can sort by last name if I want. What's most helpful for me and what will be most helpful for you when you're using Doctopus is to sort by the class period. This way all of your first period students are together, your third period, etc. And this, when we use Doctopus, will make it easier to push our assignments out to our students.